Okay, now we can call the meeting to order.
Are we waiting for anybody else, or?
No.
Okay, somebody's not here? Okay.
Yeah, everybody else is excused,
Okay.
except for Mike. Never hear from him.
I
You
know.
gotta at least let
Only
us know.
on the phone.
I mean, if
Okay.
you can't come or,
She had an accident with the dog. training,
okay,
and she-
my only remark is, you owe it to yourself, if you have on-demand on TV, or if you're able to go back and, you know, recover old episodes and stuff, go get this past Saturday Night Live. Did you see it?
I watched part of it, and I watched the rest of it this morning.
Well,
You can find it on YouTube if you
Yes.
don't have
yeah,
streaming.
you
Yes.
probably get it on YouTube,
Yes,
but
yeah, because I
the
saw
opening
some.
skit after, you know, after the cold opening and then the introductions and stuff. The opening skit is hilarious, especially in our environment. So I won't say more than that, just go look at it. Go watch it.
Yeah, and William Defoe is
Yeah,
in it, and
yeah.
he's
Yeah,
funny,
William
yeah,
Defoe.
he's funny.
I thought that was him, yeah.
Yeah.
That's him. That's my remarks. Office update.
Oh, office update, that's me. I'm on. Okay, happily, the deed, I received that for 400 Lake Drive, the vacant lot. It's all done, all done.
Good.
And I sent a letter, a follow-up letter, to the county treasurer affirming our other open space lots and that we wish to have this one added. It reduces our property taxes.
Yeah.
So I have not heard anything about that, but it's the letter's out there. Statements,
What does that mean? What limits does that put on our use of the lot?
well, we can't build on it, which we have no intention of doing anyway. I don't think it would preclude us from putting a playground there someday if we decided we suddenly wanted to do that. I don't think it would limit us that way. Just can't build on it, can't put a house on it. But it does reduce our property taxes. If I remember correctly, years ago, when we still were paying full property taxes, the 46 undeveloped lots were about the same amount of money that we paid for this one with it, you know, the building on it. So now it's about $186 a year for our property taxes on the vacant lots. So,
I guess I was under the impression that you couldn't do anything at all, couldn't even trim on the undeveloped lots.
no, we can
Green space type stuff. yeah.
trim.
Well, maybe if it's been turned over to the land trust or something, that might be different.
They might have
They
different
might have some rules on
restrictions,
it.
but I don't think it limits it that
So
way.
we can still park there.
Oh, yes.
It's important to hold.
Okay, important. Give that letter back.
Or maybe, or putting dumpsters on
They
it.
just don't want to see it be developed,
Yeah.
I think is the
Yeah.
point of
Which,
it.
and since it doesn't hurt,
It's not going to be
it's not going to get
developed.
developed.
Right.
Well, yes, anyway.
I've been working on statements, getting the process. I should get them to the post office tomorrow. And like last year, I've set aside a quantity, I don't know how many, that I'll attach the claim form to. That was reasonably successful. I called district court about the issue with regard to that military affidavit, recall? And she had no idea how to respond. I don't know if it's maybe a question for the lawyer, but I did get a call from the company in New York, Gambino and Associates or what have you. So I think CRE must have passed my name on to her. She's very nice, assured me, you know, she could help us and there'd be no contact by her company with property owners, no harassment, nothing. So I said we were still considering it, but that at this point we weren't going to do it. I tried last week again to get onto the website, still cannot get onto it. They were, you know, reworking it, and when I come in at 8 and I've gotten statements off my desk, I'll get on hold with them again. It's a good 45-minute hold. So you want to do it first thing in the morning. So I'll keep trying on that. At this point, I'm thinking if I can't do it, I'll pursue the liens that would be the next step in a lot of the ones I have filed. So received, and you know about it, and you know about this, a check for HOA fees for a property owner, but it was not the full amount, and it isn't actually for HOA fees, it was to satisfy a mortgage. I think it was a misdirected check payment of some nature. I called, it's through the PNC Bank, so I called them, and, because there was a return address, but no phone number. Anyway, I got a phone number for that address and called, and I was given an email address. So I sent a message last week to this email address and have not heard anything back. I'd like to cash the check, but on the document that came with the check, it says, you know, this is full satisfaction of the mortgage, but I don't want that to get somehow misconstrued to say we're saying, oh, this is full satisfaction of the fees you owe us. So I'm just holding on to it at this point. It was a check for $770, and the man owes $900 and some odd dollars. We would almost satisfy it. So
Yeah, probably, I mean, by the time you, but if, for instance, it was tied up in a bankruptcy like Jack suggested, which is possible.
there's nothing
We're
online
lucky-
that
we're
says
lucky
it's
to
a
get that.
bankruptcy.
Hmm?
Yeah, there's nothing online on the Maryland
yeah, I couldn't
Judiciary
find
site that
anything
says
either.
it's a foreclosure or bankruptcy.
I couldn't find anything either.
Yeah.
It could be just that PNC just misworded it. But if you don't hear anything from them in a reasonable amount of time,
Mhm.
I would send him a letter
Okay.
and say, we in receipt of this check from issued in his name from PNC,
Mhm.
could you please explain what it's for?
Mhm. Okay.
And let's start there.
Okay. And that's my firm, I apologize. The only other thing I have is that the STD agreement wording, recall, had to be updated, the wording in the agreement to show that, that we, to show that we wanted to have the option to reduce the amount of the request if the grant money comes through on the beach erosion. So that was sent to John Norris County
Do you
Attorney.
hear anything back from them?
Not yet, no.
Not yet, okay. So we're still on for the 15th of March for the meeting as far as
Yes.
we know.
Yes, that's it.
Okay. Now you get to talk about roads.
Yay. Finally received the final paving bill from Great Mills Trading Post. Recall that there had been a little discrepancy. Jeff thought, he reviewed it, and he thought it seemed a little bit high. And it was a little high, not a great deal, $1,542 too much, having to do with the shoulder backup material, I think. So the final bill on that was $194,195.09. And
So did they reduce it?
they reduced it from
Yeah, okay.
$195,737 to $194, a reduction of $1,542. Chris worked that, after Jeff made the suggestion. And so then Chris, payment to him was $23,303.42, 12% of the contract, which is what we've always given Jeff. So then that bill is on Public Works desk for authorization to be signed, to send to Finance to authorize transfer of the funds into our account, at which point I'll pay Great Mills. Chris now has a list of 11 areas to put together for stormwater drainage into one statement of work that we can put out for requests for proposals, including the man that spoke up at the meeting, the STD meeting.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's there for Chris to look at. I don't
The one
know
on
that
Overlook?
you're the one on Overlook.
I looked at that, I don't.
Well, I described what he was saying, and Chris was kind of hesitant as well. And on that same note, I talked to Carl Bowen. Remember, he had said that trees had been cut down.
Right.
Carl said that he nor his son had taken any trees out of that section of
Those
Overlook.
trees are, well, they're scrub trees, but they're pretty far back. To me, I don't think they would be on our right of way,
Right,
so
okay.
I don't know who cut them.
I most recent plowing, $21,246.60.
And most of that was salt.
A lot of that was salt, yes it was. Yeah. I got a call Saturday morning at 7 from Mike Toro, Grover's Landscape, and he said, "You want us to come plow?" And I'm like, yes, you know, because we had said pre-treat, and then when there's 2 to 3 inches, start the plowing, and depending on how much we get, you know, we'll go from there. So that's when he sent a crew down to plow. So it was a little later than I expected it to happen. And then they had to do some salting. Sal Akaza sent me some photos of Bay Drive Causeway. It was still kind of icy. And so yeah, they came down with more salt.
Well, yeah, because like on my street, it didn't need to be plowed at all. It was a little icy. I mean, you would have probably tore the road up trying to plow.
Okay.
But,
Maybe that's why mine
but then they
didn't.
came back
It was
and they
needed.
did treat it. They
Okay.
would clear everything off
Okay.
right away.
All right.
So, you know, in some areas, depending on your exposure and everything, some places will accumulate snow quicker than others.
Right.
And so maybe they would be plowing. Most of what I saw in the invoice, though, was salt.
It was. All right, and that's it.
Jack,
Everything looked normal on the budget, nothing really outstanding to point to, except the big expense, of course, is the snow removal.
yeah.
But I'm glad to see that it was paid for by a sure account.
Yeah.
So we'll get that now, and make sure, and then the paving bill will be coming out of the STD
Yes.
funds. So
Well, most of it will. There's 60-some thousand or so that comes out of our covenant money. So I think the county gets billed for about 127 or something. Whatever's on that budget is what I bill them for.
Well, it's good to get, the STD is, you know, it's a big balance there that should be taken.
Right.
But it's going in the right direction, so.
Well, speaking of the STD, I thought people were pretty receptive to what we presented them. There weren't many people there, but the ones who were there seemed to be okay with it,
Yeah.
and they were interested. And so hopefully that's an indicator that it won't be too hateful in March. So we'll see.
It was a nice presentation.
Thanks.
I got some.
All right. Environment.
I have nothing. Is Jenny there? She can
Yeah,
talk
she's
maybe
here.
about the Ivy League and any other things that she has going on.
Yeah, the Ivy League, we finished up, we went out last month and only 3 people showed up, but it was really cold. And we were able to finish up the lot on Overlook, so that was good. And then I've determined that we're gonna do a lot on Riverview Drive. It's a Southern Calvert Land Trust lot next time. And that's gonna be on February 12th. So we'll send something out early that week.
Okay. One of these days, I hope I'm available to do it.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, anything else? Jenny?
No.
Okay. Maggie's not here. I don't think much has been done on, have you heard anything, Dave Hardy or anything on safety?
No, I think he's out of town until March or something
Yeah.
like that.
Well, and then welcoming, anything going on there?
No real change. I've got some buckets ready to be handed out, and one of these days I'll get down to the center and get more brochures, but no real report. No.
Okay.
I think things have slowed down, sales.
And you got the thank you to Carolyn.
I've got the card, and Cindy's been out of town. She wants to deliver it, which I think
Oh,
she
okay.
should, since
Yeah.
she's the one that interacts, and so it's on my desk. Or I'll give it to you if you want to check it. Give it to Cindy to take. The card I had everybody sign.
Right. Well, that's what she wants to do.
I faked your
You
signature.
take my picture, okay, yeah, I missed the last one, so, okay.
And, you know, let us know, you know.
Oh, I will,
Yeah.
I will.
And you said you got her some chocolates or something?
Cindy got her some very nice Godiva, I think, chocolates. And then we also put in a framed picture of the lighthouse.
Oh,
No,
was
that's
in the
nice.
budget. So
That's
Cindy
nice.
suggested that, and I thought,
That's all.
it's nice. Yeah, it's a nice looking picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rhea and I talked about it, you know, Cindy had a great idea, I think, to thank Carolyn, because she's done a lot. And initially, there was some talk about maybe, you know, giving her a gift card. And I sort of vetoed that on her behalf because of Mike's position and the Board of Commissioners, for them to be taking money, you know, or it's something that's of monetary value could cause them problems. So I suggested we do, you know, flowers or you know, something that's just more personal
That's a good idea.
Good call.
Okay, that's all. I don't have anything new on that.
Can I ask one question? I'm just curious, what's going on Bayview and Lakeview? I saw like the signs are out today that said work area.
Might be pen lines, not ours. I would guess it's pen line, are they?
Yes. What are they doing?
Trimming trees, pen
Trimming
lines,
trees. Okay.
that's
That-
what trims.
Well, it was weird because they were there, I think they must just be scoping it out, because they were there, but I didn't actually see them doing anything, so, but the van was there for a long time.
Just scoping
Yeah,
it out.
they, on Bay Drive, they were across the street from us and they put down all the cones and they had the thing there.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I saw the
went, well-
cones, and I saw the van, and the
Yeah.
guy sitting there and then like this, but I
And
didn't
then-
see what was happening.
Then they left and on Tom and Marie Sidlick's lawn, there's a cone that
Yeah.
says drop area.
Yes, it does, it says right
Well, that's
there.
what it is. That's kind of line, and
And then
Okay.
they did, and then they just,
they're just doing power line trimming.
Okay, all right, I just didn't see a lot of action, and I
But
was
they've
like,
been out on
they have the
Rousey
sign,
Hall.
the two big signs out, you know,
Yeah.
and you're like,
They
okay.
did a lot of work on Rousey Hall, and then they were back in our neighborhood one day, and
And they topped a tree on Anchor.
Okay.
Carl had me call them. I got a vegetation removal permit, and then Carl called me, said, well, I don't even know, you might want to have Smecco or pen line. And a couple of pen line guys came in one day last week and asked me for the exact location, if they weren't real sure. It's right in front of a vacant lot this side of the causeway.
Okay.
So when I came in this morning, I looked and I noticed they had topped it. They hadn't removed it, but they topped it. I don't know if they'll be back or not.
Okay, I'm just curious.
okay. Well, speaking of Bay Drive, have we heard anything more, any updates from Jamie on the
No.
erosion control there?
The last I knew, they had put in for the permits, but I hadn't heard that they got, I'll call them.
Okay. And I suppose nothing's been done on the well rings because of the weather.
Right.
Okay. All right. Okay, but I think we're down to, last topic is the fire department donation. We had left that, I think we talked about that last time, and you were gonna check them out, and then
I
we
think
were
the last
gonna
time,
make a decision.
yes, now it's been a while, I don't remember. I think it was $400 a year ago now,
Mhm.
after they had come through and done, you know, some good storm cleanup. So we were gonna wait and make a motion if you want to do that.
Right.
I will move that we
yeah,
donate
I'll
$400.
second,
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. $400.
And Maggie said she was in
Yeah.
favor of that as well, before
Okay.
she had to leave
Right.
this week.
Okay. Any new business?
This is a record.
We're done.
All right,
next meeting.
Yeah.
our next meeting.
Oh,
That's right.
March
Shoot.
8th.
Let's see.
So,
You want to, are you saying March 8th
yes,
instead of March 1st? Okay,
right.
that works for me.
Okay.
Did I miss anything at the big general meeting?
Well, it was the informational meeting.
Yeah, it was, you're talking about the one we had on the 22nd?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the
I had
SPD.
to move Sophie in by 12 o'clock, so I was
Well,
like,
you couldn't get back then? I did post or I didn't post it, but I do have the video. And I downloaded it from the camera today and then could not get it saved. You have to save it in the video format for upload to YouTube, wouldn't save. It just kept timing out and just would not save.
Hmm.
If I can get it saved, do you want me to post it on the website?
Yeah,
There's no
yeah.
real end to the meeting. It sort of just drifts off into,
Yeah,
we like a bike path, and gee, I have a tree that somebody cut, you know, that type of thing. But I could still post it.
Yeah,
The actual
yeah.
STD discussion was probably no more than 20, 25 minutes, so,
Yeah, that'd be good.
all right.
Yeah, she had, to go to University of Maryland, they had to take a test first, a COVID test first, and then they had to get there within a certain number of hours.
After?
So afterwards, so, like I had to schedule it and then get her, yeah, it was just
Yeah.
kind of,
Hectic, kind of
Yeah.
hectic, yeah.
yeah, everything worked fine, it all worked out, but it was just a timing thing.
So, so she's back in the dorm?
Yeah, she's back in the dorm,
okay,
she's back in the dorm. Yeah, they have to wear these everywhere.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it was, the charts that I used were are on the web too.
Yeah, I'll look at those, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, everybody did seem positive, I thought. You know, a lot of nodding heads and,
Yeah.
I'll have to tell you that I went there to help, you know, set up. And so, you know, we have the table there, but all the chairs were facing that way. You know, because Mike was putting a, you know, a presentation there, so it was like, oh, we can sit back here, we don't, no one's looking at us, we
That'd be
got,
kinda nice, huh?
we have big faces and everything, we got masks on.
Sit back and throw things at me.
But it was the strangers, you know,
Yeah, it's
kind of
a turn
thing.
around kind of feeling, yeah. Good,
Okay.
all right.
are you good?
When, is Tony due back anytime?
Wednesday, I think.
Wednesday?
Oh, is he, okay, because he's gonna be in charge.
For what?
Oh, okay.
What's he in charge of? The March 8th meeting? You're back.
No, he's in charge of
Everything.
Oh, Mike is
everything
gone.
until I get back.
Oh, until you're, okay, okay.
He's a titular head until Mike comes back.
Right.
So if we have snow,
Well, you can,
No.
you can call me or whatever.
thank you. Yeah, that's a hard one. I don't wanna make that decision. Sure, come in, spend $21,000. So, anyway.
How long are you gone for, Micah? 2 weeks or longer?
A month.
Really? Are you going someplace sunny, or are you?
Florida,
Oh, great.
Sarasota.
we'll take anybody with him.
We were in Arizona, and I have to say, the sun felt so good. It was like 70 degrees, but it felt wonderful.
Yeah.
All the people down in Florida right now are, you know, saying, send Parkas.
Yeah, because it's colder
Right.
than normal, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when I've gone to Florida, sometimes you get, if you go just for a week, you get that bad week, and this would have been that bad week.
Yeah, right.
Sure, yeah.
And
Well, have a good trip.
people wearing armor for the, watch out for the falling iguanas.
Why are they
They
falling?
get cold, and they just basically
Fall.
go
Yeah.
into
Like a shock.
stiff hibernation. They
Yeah.
fall out of the tree, they can't hang on.
I've heard that, yeah.
I guess I don't wanna go.
I just know
Is
it's
it all over Florida that happens, or certain areas? All over Florida?
Anywhere,
where it gets
anywhere
cold,
where
I
it gets
guess.
cold, and it's been cold all over. It was in, they had a wind chill warning out for Miami Beach the other day.
What was it?
It was, the wind chill was down in the thirties.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's pretty cold for
Well,
down
well, Tom
Yeah,
and
let's
Lee are
see,
down.
what- You worry about the, the orange orchards and some of the
Yeah.
the crops that they have down there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were, a lot of
Yeah,
them
orange
had
juice and oranges, yeah.
hard freeze.
Yeah, yeah, so they're probably gone. I mean,
All we need is another reason for food to go up, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom and
Well-
Lee are going, you know, they're in Fort Myers, so I put that on my thing, that says supposed to be in the 70s there.
Well, it's warming back up, but it was,
yeah. We just had a couple days.
last week,
Really?
it was, I mean, it was cold.
Yeah,
It was down, that Fort Myers area was down in, high 30s to 40s.
Oh, good.
wow,
Mm.
wow, that is, yeah. That is.
Okay.
All right,
All righty.
see you later then.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.